back to the problem, folks. So we're done now with letter A. So therefore, how many liters would fit in the aquarium? And that's when we get the volume. To get the volume, what we did is we did surface area first. Surface area convert to volume by doing algebra. And then what we did next is, based on the answer that we get, which is 17, we get the volume. Then after getting the volume, we have already converted into liquefied units. And that's how we got the answer. Now for letter B, this is the question. With all the decorations that he planned will fit all sides of his aquarium such that the number of bubbles he will put are equal for every side? If it does, how much space is left? Ayan, this is a bit tricky question. Kasi nga, remember what did I tell you in the problem? There are 12 large bubbles that Janrel will put, 20 medium-sized bubbles that Janrel will put, and 36 small-sized bubbles that Janrel will put. So remember what did I tell you? I told you to solve for the radius or the diameter of the circle and the area. If we solve for the area of those circles of the three sizes, we can determine if all of them can fit within in the aquarium. But here's the catch. It says it should fit on the sides of the aquarium. All sides, but not the top and the bottom. And here's the condition pa. Such that the number of bubbles he will put are all equal for every side. Anong ibig sabihin yun? It means to say the number will be equal. Like for example, do you remember if you have a box? For example, you have 8 circles. And if you will put, 12 circles. And then you will put on each of the space. So that will be 6. So divide by the number of faces where you're going to put it equally to. Because it says equally. So if you say equally, you're going to divide it by 4. Divide by the number of faces that you're going to put it in. So based on the number, we have 12 large bubbles, 20 medium-sized bubbles, and 36 small-sized bubbles. Do you think all these numbers can be divisible by 4? That's the clue. Kasi it has to be equal for every side. Dapat equal. Equal dapat for every side. Which is 4. Okay? So 12 large divided by 4, which is 3. 3 on one side. 3 large bubbles on one side. Then 20 medium-sized bubbles. 20 medium-sized bubbles. 20 divided by 4. That's 5 bubbles. 5 bubbles on each side. 5 medium-sized. Then 36 small. That's 9. 9 small bubbles. Yan. So that's exactly what will happen. Then if it does, how much space is left on one side? Yun talaga yung problema. Now, here's the situation. So, diba remember, this is what we did. Ang ginawa namin, we estimated, okay? So, remember, based on the answer that we got a while ago, we were able to get the area of one circle. And then, diba, how do we get the area of one circle? The diameter is in inches. So, we need to convert that to decimeters. To do that, we convert that into centimeters first, and then we convert that to decimeters. So, that's very easy, alright? We've already done that in the previous video. If you want to know how we did this in details, please rewatch that video first, okay? That's a requisite video that you must watch, okay? Gets mo na? Now, going to the next part of the problem. Diba it says on all sides of the face. So, dapat it should be one bubble, that's 16.4, okay? Remember how do we get the 16.4? That is the area of one small bubble. Tama? Where is it? Ah, yes, that's the area, diba? So, this is what we did. And then, we multiplied that by 4. So, ito yung ginawa namin. M times, so this is, yes, kasi nga, diba remember, kasi nga we're supposed to put 9. So, 9 small bubbles. Because, diba remember, that's the thing. Because divide equally, eh. And then, what we did is 9 times the area. The area, which is 1.82. And we should get, this is the area of one size if the small bubbles are there. Then, for the medium size, remember the area of the medium size bubbles? Ano yung area ng medium size bubbles? Is 5.06. Nasa na yan? Yun, 5.06. Then, we multiply that and we should get 25.32253. Then, last but not least, yung mga large bubbles naman. For the large bubbles, we're supposed to get 11.395, just like what we got a while ago. Then, remember, since we divide it, there are 12 large bubbles, and we divide it by 4, so we need to get 3 large bubbles only. So, 3 times 11.39. Oops, sorry. Excuse me for a while. Then what we did, we multiply and we should get this answer. We should get 34.185115. Yun. And then the next thing that we did, ito yung ginawa namin. You might be asking me why did I put that answer there. It pertains to the sum of all the three. All the sum of the number of all the areas of all the bubbles that will be put on either side, either face of the aquarium. Tama? One face. That pertains to one face, di ba? So one face yun. Kasi nga tig-isa face yun eh. That's why nga dinivide namin by 4 because we want to get the area of one face. One face. Di ba remember the rectangles? All of them are equal. The squares are different because because it says here in the problem that the base is a square. Tama? So we need to put all the bubble stickers. So what Janrel wants to do is to put all the bubble stickers onto the rectangles. So that's why we did sum. Sum of all the three. I summed the area, the space that will consume for all small bubbles, medium-sized bubbles, and large bubbles being added together. And we should get this answer. Then, you might be asking me where did I get this? The 281. It has to do something with the area of one face. Remember, the area of one face is this, tama? Area of one face, which is 357, minus the sum of all the bubbles, of all the areas of all the bubbles that will be put on one side of the aquarium. And that should be your answer. 281.08. So that's the remaining space left. So, is there a space? Is there still some space? The answer is yes. And here's the conclusion. You said, yes, all the decorations would fit. Moreover, 281 square decimeters is still left on each side. Yan. So, meron pa space. If in case, let's say, halimbawa, gusto mo maglagay ng ibang decorations dyan, like halimbawa, you will make cutouts of fish, starfish, seaweed, whales, at marami pang iba. Kung gusto mo mas maging creative yung outside ng aquarium mo, if you still want to make it even more decorative. Yan. Very nice. Next, for letter C, this one talks about the temperature of the water. If the temperature of the water were 125.6 degrees Fahrenheit, would all of his fish survive in that temperature? Explain. Ayan. So this situation, it talks about the water. Kasi nga remember, you know naman fish, they need to swim on natural temperatured water. But it says that the temperature is 125.6 degrees Fahrenheit. I know normally when we tell the temperature in the Philippines, we don't use Fahrenheit. That's only in the US. But there's a way. If in case in the US they say it's 100 degrees Fahrenheit, we say, huh? 100 degrees? It's so hot. Paano ka nag-survive? Yun pala, it's Fahrenheit. And the thing there is, you have to convert that to Celsius. And here's the formula. You know that 0 degrees Celsius is equivalent to 32 degrees Fahrenheit. How is that formula implied? First, get your degrees in Celsius. Like for example, the temperature now in Baguio is 20 degrees Celsius. Di ba na yun na talaga because it's already February. Ang lamig talaga yung Baguio. Pero sa susunod na buwan ay March. Hay, nako, ang init. So we know kung mainit na, therefore we expect the temperature in Fahrenheit to go higher. But because it's still amihan, it's colder. So let's say for example, the average temperature is 28 degrees Celsius. So 28 degrees Celsius times 1.8, then add it to 32 to get the temperature in Fahrenheit. Kaya naman, it says it's given in Fahrenheit. But do you think we can still reverse it and get the temperature in Celsius? Pwede naman. You just do the inverse. Remember the inverse operation like what you did in algebra? If you think that degrees in Celsius plus times 1.8 plus 32 would give you the degrees in Fahrenheit, therefore, we do the PEMDAS in reverse. Subtract this answer by 32 and then divide it by 1.8. Yan. So that's the inverse. Okay? Going back to Word, so this is what happened. So 125.6, ito yung formula na ginawa ko. Ang ginawa ko dito ay 125 minus this answer minus 32. And remember, dapat naka-parenthesis yan. Bakit dapat naka-parenthesis yan? Because we are subtracting. We want to imply subtraction first before division. Pero, if you were to take out the parenthesis, it will subject you to get a different answer, which you don't like, which we don't want pa rin. So dapat, we need to do subtraction first. And if you want to imply subtraction, although it is implied the division starts first, when it's already implied, you have to input parentheses. So yun yung dapat mong gagawin. Nakita mo yung naka-parentheses dyan? You should do 125.6 minus 32. And that should work first. Then based on your answer that you get within the parentheses, it divides out by 1.8. And you should get 52 degrees Celsius. Oh my God! 52 degrees Celsius, ang init. Kaya nga, what is the conclusion? No, because it's too hot. Kasi nga, it's 52 degrees Celsius eh. Paano kung naging 52 degrees Celsius? Ang init na, di ba? Sa amin na, kung summer na, you know naman the average temperature. Kung summer, parang 40 degrees na. 40 degrees Celsius, hindi na kaya. Unless mga aircon ka na lang. Ay, nako. Malapit na yung summer. Bliss talaga yung oras. Ngayon talaga Chinese New Year na tayo. Kaya magtikoy na tayo. Yung ganun, okay? So that's why the fish cannot survive because it's too hot. Unless, of course, yung mga isda ay warm-blooded. But kung mainit talaga yung tubig, di maluluto yung isda, di ba? So, pwede pa rin no because it's too hot. But it depends upon scientists because scientists know more about this. And furthermore, this implies the application of logical interpretations and logical research. So, you need to research more about this topic in order to get the right answer. Okay? Now, last but not least, based on your answer in letter C, if the temperature of the water is not suitable for the fish, what should be the perfect temperature for them to dwell? Yan, if, let's say, kung mainit, you have to explain. That's why it implies logical observation. And the answer is, the perfect temperature for the fish depends upon the fish you have. Like, halimbawa, di ba, remember kung goldfish, but I think I know naman in general, all types of fish, they can survive within warm water. Most likely, on average, the temperature of the water should be like mga, mga 30 degrees Celsius, 20 degrees, just like normal people. It depends upon the temperature. If you want to know more about this, please watch more news about different fish, lalo na in the Philippines. There's lots of news about that. O pwede manood na sa National Geographic, or you can read them on books, or research mo sa internet para hanapin mo yung impormasyon. Yung mga ganun. Okay? And that's it for item 47. Thank you all for listening to my lecture, and God bless you all. Stay safe.